Welcome to the Do Good X podcast, a sanctuary from the entrepreneurial grind. Hosts Kimberly Danielle and Stephen Lewis, advocates for impactful entrepreneurship, guide you on the path where purpose meets business. Join us to slow down, reconnect, and explore the challenges of under-resourced entrepreneurs, uncovering the unique journey of building businesses that make a difference. Now, your hosts.
Welcome to the Do Good X podcast. My name is Stephen Lewis, and I am a catalyst for positive change for communities and businesses. For over 2 decades, I have inspired leaders and entrepreneurs to live and work on purpose with intention, faith, and a commitment to their well-being. I'm joined today with my co-host and partner, Kimberly Danielle. Hey, Kimberly.
Hello, I am Kimberly Danielle, a community builder, coach, and communication strategist who comes from generations of faith-driven leaders and entrepreneurs who believe that our purpose should drive us to contribute to the common good. Today, we are going to revisit a conversation on how social entrepreneurs and underrepresented founders can start using AI in practical and meaningful ways. This is obviously still a relevant conversation, and it relates to and builds upon recent episodes. So if you're interested, go back and tune into our previous episodes that talk about the topic of AI, especially with what's going on right now and how we can use it in ways that are ethical. And so, AI is obviously here and it's going to stay, and it's going to continue to change the way that we work and even just live. So this is a necessary and a necessary ongoing conversation.
Yeah, AI offers efficiencies and scalabilities, enhances decision-making, and improves customer experiences within the marketplace. And so, the invitation is to start by identifying 1 or 2 areas where AI tools can reduce repetitive tasks, such as marketing, financial management, or customer relationship management. But it affords us to look at tools, particularly affordable tools within your budget, to experiment and to assess their impact on creating greater efficiencies within your organization. So we cover topics from boosting efficiencies in small teams to improving customer experiences, while also sharing real concerns about the ethics, the bias, the environmental issues, and accessibility when it comes to using a tool like artificial intelligence. So in this episode, we encourage you to start small because, let's be real, the amount of AI tools out there and the ways that you can use them can really be overwhelming. And so, we want to invite you to figure out, how do you just kind of dip your toe in the water, so to speak, and practice with this particular technology, intelligence, and the applications that you can work with.
Yeah. It can totally be overwhelming because, Stephen, we both know there are hundreds of tools being developed in this moment as we're talking.
That's right.
So there's always something that is coming out. So again, what Stephen said, really figuring out how you start small and then how you are going to use these tools in meaningful ways. And you carry a level of awareness of what impact these tools can have on the environment, on your customers, on your team, whatever it might be. So if you're interested and you are exploring AI and how it can support your business, and you also want to make sure you're using it responsibly, stay tuned into this episode. And we look forward to jumping back in. Enjoy. Today in this episode, we want to talk about something that is not new. It's only going to be growing. The conversations are only going to continue in the years ahead. And it's really about AI and automation. There are many businesses that start with a sole founder or a small team, especially when we talk about underrepresented founders. And
with the growth of tools using AI and automation, we really want to talk about, well, how are you leveraging these tools to support your business for good and its operations? Today, at a high level, we'll chat about a few things. One is around the opportunities for your business and using these tools. Two is about the challenges and concerns raised by AI because, realistically speaking, there are a lot of folks who are hesitant about it, who are scared of it, and who are challenged by even trying it out. And so we want to talk about some of those challenges and concerns. And then lastly is around practical tips for integrating AI into your business if you so choose to do it, which we encourage you to explore doing that.
We want to talk a little bit about what AI and automation means. AI and machine simulating human intelligence, and automation, which is technology streamlining tasks without manual input. And part of this is really thinking about the opportunities that AI and automation brings. So there's three of them. One is they can offer efficiency and scalability, helps us to kind of streamline and automate repetitive tasks. The other is that they can enhance decision making. They provide collective and analysis of data. Data can help founders understand trends, how best to use resources, and actually make better informed decisions in their business. And then three, to improve customer experience, really in terms of the personalization and new ways to engage with customers. So just a couple of examples of AI and automation, particularly when I think about kind of enhanced decision making. What you see is how AI can help you with scenario planning. If you were to go in this particular strategic direction, you can think about different scenarios, and it can help create kind of predictive analytics in terms of making the kinds of decisions that you need. Or maybe you're trying to think about what's the best kind of marketing advertisement that I want to do. And so you see types of different marketing A/B testing that you can actually test out different kinds of messages that you want to send to your customer. In terms of improving customer experience, you can look at things like, for example, your Amazon app. When you are purchasing something, if it's things you've been looking at or things you put in your actual basket, it can actually customize your experience about the things you've been looking at, or a reminder of the things that you've looked at in terms of actually your purchasing. Or think about, for instance, your doctor's healthcare portal, a dashboard, where it gathers your records, your forms, maybe reminds you of your appointments or medications, and the results from your doctor's visit on that particular dashboard. So those are just a couple of examples of those opportunities, the three different opportunities that I've mentioned. But when I think about, other examples in terms of where AI is, been used well, or an experience where, it's been leveraged for social impact, I think of kind of, AI powered speech tools are becoming increasingly beneficial for addressing language barriers. You see this in speech pathology. You see this when people travel to another country where they have apps that helps them kind of navigate those different types of language barriers. And then the other thing I'm thinking about is there's a AI tool called cardio.ai, and it is a social enterprise that's focused on providing deep learning technology to real life products for healthcare. So cardio.ai offers service and software, hardware complexes that uses artificial intelligence for remote diagnosis of arrhythmias and other abnormalities of cardiovascular systems. So that's just one example of how AI is being used in the healthcare industry for social impact or social good.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I even think about ways that I use it for automation, and how it's supportive in my own work. And I promise y'all, I am not a promoter of Wave. I know I've mentioned it in several episodes in our in this season, but what it does, Wave, I use Wave for invoicing and receipts and accounting and all of that. And one of the ways that is an AI tool is that it learns where to categorize certain charges and receipts. And so that I don't have to do that. And it just makes it so much easier on the other side of things. Or even I think about if I'm posting something on social media, or if there's like a video, using these tools to chop up one video to be short little videos that can be used so that you're not spending hours trying to edit or, find the right clip that works for your social media platform. Those are just two basic examples, but really, in any examples that you named, Stephen, or I just named, it's really about identifying where are these places that it can best support you around repetitive, redundant tasks so that you can really, you and or your team can focus on the other needs at hand. Now, I know, especially for folks who are socially conscious and underrepresented founders, we know that there are some challenges and concerns when it comes to AI. And some of those might be, the biases in AI models. There are concerns about the model speaking to underrepresented or the inability to speak well to underrepresented or marginalized communities. And there has been resistance from folks, including Black and Brown communities, for very understandable reasons of using AI because of biases. Again, if you go back to listen to Martha episode 2, she says the only way that AI is going to be inclusive and learn how to speak to our communities is to teach it. And we are the best people to teach it. And so in order for us to be able to leverage and use it well, we have to use it. Another concern is around the environmental impact. I remember maybe about a year ago reading an article about how much AI has an impact on the environment. It wasn't even something that I thought about when these conversations really began to emerge. But it does increase energy and water use, and it is a potential strain on electricity grids. And in certain places where water is lacking, it's a concern. It is a concern. And so just want to name that is something that I know is a conversation. I think what's important is to be aware. And as we find out more, use it in ethical ways and to increase other people's awareness so that they do know. Other concerns may include accessibility for some populations. I mean, that's still a conversation about just basic accessibility to technology, let alone AI as a piece of technology. In addition to data privacy, job placement, and misuse. But ultimately, like with any tool or piece of technology, it's important to consider how you use it for good and that you reflect on how it can impact positively or negatively your business and those you serve, and to make an ethical decision based on that. That's really it. So knowing that your decision to use it and how you will use it, how you are using it is ethical, and supporting your business to do good and to positively impact people, that's what's important. It's also important to note that I think the thing that AI will never be able to do when we talk about job displacement or the growth of AI and people, being scared, the thing that AI will never be able to do is replace human connectedness, that human face-to-face connectedness. There's nothing like it. So it's not going to be able to replace that. So while you explore ways to use AI and automation in your business, be intentional about where human connectedness, those touch points, and that management is necessary. It's necessary to see people, to hear people, for building your community, because we are human and we don't just need to talk to machines. We need to talk to actual people. I can get into a whole rant that is not related to this about how I get so frustrated calling companies that I need to talk to about challenges or things that I need to change, in just day-to-day life. And I cannot get a person on the phone. I just want to talk to a person. I don't want to talk to a machine. So just think about that in your business too.
Yeah, I hear zero. Customer service. No, customer service. Yeah. No, I hear you. And so, Kimberly, as I think about all this is good, what you're saying. And I think in the end, it really is about how the tool is in service to our own humanity and the work that helps us do a lot, hopefully higher level work of engagement and community building and relationship building, and not become kind of a replacement for those types of things. And so when I think about kind of practical tips for integrating it into your business, I think it's important to remember to start small. So consider 1, maybe 2 areas of your business that you could leverage AI and automation tools to support your work, to free yourself up from kind of mundane, manual, day-to-day kinds of activities, so you can do the kind of human connectiveness or the people building aspect of your work, or that your work may entail. So it may be, with regards to, the area of operations. So how can AI and automation help with the supply chain management, your inventory, or maybe even your distribution? Or maybe you want to focus on marketing and look at kind of A/B testing, geofencing marketing, or content creation, how AI can support you up and free you up in that way. Or maybe you want to focus in terms of your financial management. How can AI help with some of the rote things you have to do with regards to account payable and invoicing? Or maybe you want to think about your CRM, your customer relationship management tool. How can AI help with database, customer relationship management, and analysis, to help you think about who you should talk to, when you should talk to them, who'd you last talk to, those types of things. But the point really is to start small and just think about 1 thing or 2 things that you may want to focus in your area of business. And the invitation is not to get overwhelmed by the amount of tools that are available. Take the opportunity just to explore 1 or 2 tools that fall within your budget that you can test, and to use it over time and see what gains you get as a result of using that tool. And so after a period of time, you can assess the tool and whether or not it's been beneficial. And so there's a number of different tools that you can use, whether it's, Slack or Asana, Google Suites. All those things are incorporating automations and AI in your everyday, day-to-day business around communication and how you get your work done.
So if today's conversation, it has you thinking about the role of AI in your own work or automation, we'd love to hear from you. You can go to dogetx.org, join our LinkedIn community of entrepreneurs, and share with us there. Let us know what tools you're exploring or using, or some of the challenges that you're having, or questions that you have. And also, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review if you are enjoying the content. We'd love to have your support in that way. But until next time, take care of yourself, be well, and do good.
Thank you for listening to the Do Good X podcast. To continue the conversation or access our resources, visit www.dogoodx.org. Join us again for conversations that will nourish your soul, ignite your dreams, and empower you to build an impactful business, one intentional step at a time. Until then, keep striving, thriving, and doing good.